Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job? Then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
My name is Fernanda Samoa, Director and CEO of Second Generation IT Group. Guess what? We are currently in Ghana and we're going to offer the best courses that will allow you to work anywhere in the world. The courses that we're going to offer, we're talking about cloud computing, we're talking about introduction to computers, networking, network security, cyber security.
We have a conducive learning environment and our programs are interactive where the students get to ask questions and they get answers that's going to help them, and we equip them with the right knowledge.
Classes are offered Monday through Friday. It depends on which day you want to come. We have morning shift, we have afternoon schedule, we have evening schedule, and also on the weekends. To register, go to www.secondgenit.com and register.
Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa.
All right, Ebusian for me, Mama Kwaba, SBTV Africa, so the voice of the community. And Friday, thank God it's Friday. Now Friday be added to the Onim Semene, wise man solicitors, lawyer wisdom akaho, teachings with Bremo. Very important pa Antimunya Munjoin when you bosso live with SBTV Africa YouTube channel, SBTV Africa Facebook page, and making sure so share link we will platform so share more be Philaba very important. We UK command everybody into him say Fridays be anybody started 5:30 but say about ya late. Nyam na me late lawyer na late. Why late? And why late the M1 and 5:30 and he say about 5:49. I mean, go straight. If I'm DJ, I'm saying, I'm saying, nobody me the questions about Fabran Tem and repeat it. Or the type of question I want. Any brief time in the doer, many better screen so. Or by kind of no you man into very important. It's share link now. MOB and every UK come or plans over UK or UK over so we bush and 4 bar. Say new measures about yesterday 2024 we mrafo fraba pa important say UTB Sherma Obiso name one. Into my go straight na me name lawyer wisdom akao wise man solicitors embra. Lawyer, where's hello?
Yo DJ F1.
Me phone. Nice one. Welcome back to Studio A.
Thank you very much, brother. I'm good.
That's Studio A and the end minimum. Other studio in the minimum.
Studio B no hona mkwawo.
Studio A in the minimum, but Studio B in the minimum.
Studio B, so about Studio B.
Okay. Lawyer Wisdom Akao and more about wise man solicitors. Now I started 2024 now. See I first one. And I just two last week in Timiamba.
Yes.
And Yaba this time, Meboa.
Yes.
Okay, it is Yaba. Breaking news updates Ben Echoes UK. You won't say Mrabebre Aba, Yama Bebre Aba. Internet, me jama na wankasawaka then Echoes. Mo PM ne o man no sansanyama sansanyama Sanyama sa de bia mo sanyama mo di mo kwa mo di biba de bia mo di fofroba na ya be eden ne new thing na mo di aba enti
DJ Yedasi, and I share all listeners at your point. If I want to send them some more logging on. Thank you. DJ, as for this country, United Kingdom, every day, every week, every month, every year, something changes. And of course, uh, to say that you were unwritten constitution. Your constitution is your law is necessary any time. So
Mm.
you got that, not say, ya na yie na sɛ yɛsɔre na sɛ yɛhu sɛ David adeɛ no yɛne nyi ho a yɛkɔ parliament
Mm.
ɛbɛsesa ɛndeɛ saa na yɛ law no
I
ɛte
see.
yes
I see.
nti ɛnyɛ adeɛ a yɛde kɔ parliament ansa na yɛyɛ no any sɛ nneɛma it's very flexible it's unwritten so we change it as and when the laws and the don't suit us and
Mm.
yama etiofo ate aseɛ sɛ there's been a lot of changes in terms of the health and care in the account was on the problems are
Mm.
happening. DJ, as I'm speaking now, uh, in fact, me late because somebody came in very late this evening because of same problems now. Yeah, creative students are I'm buy school, yeah, council visas immediate with immediate effect. And it always into the topic I work as a farmer. Students are
Mm.
more school, no, students are because yeah, they've cancelled their visas with immediate effect. Health and care for now, also a application, and of course, a so because nya edwuma nya nti, some of them their leave has been revoked or cancelled because employers' license has been cancelled. The amount of time to try to regularize their stay in the UK. Sometimes they give them 60 months or so to see if they shift from one category to another category. So these are some of the changes are taking place. And I think a few weeks ago in Mamutia said there was going to be some changes in terms of the home office fees and the not only the home office fees, the home office fee and then the IHS. The IHS was going to be changed from £1,560 to £2,587 50p. That was going to be an increment of over £1,000 on the Home Office fee on the IHS, and the Home Office fee, was also changing from 1,048 to £1,258. So and also a change aba. So, but thankfully the IHS Nananka it should have taken effect on the 16th of January 2024, but it didn't pass in Parliament. It took some time to pass. I think it passed on the 16th, and there has to be 21 days grace period. And so from the 6th of February 2024, then the IHSP will go from 1560 to 2587.50. So from £1,560 to £2,587 50p. And no any the jump in the IHS more. So that is what is actually taking place now. And of course, there have been changes in other sectors as well when it comes to, again, applying for your children, applying for your citizenship, how much money you have to have, I mean, how much money you have to pay in terms of the application fee. Then, so idea there has been changes. The nationality fee, for instance, so you're British citizen, the nationality fee, a year, it was £1,330. As I say, so Omudiako £1,500, and also assessor, and it's also an issue in the system. So briefly, these are some of the changes that are taking place. Now, Miami Percent Medi Twitter and then is as to how the immigration rules are targeting foreigners. How the immigration rules are targeting foreigners. Now, you see, if I'm looking at the topic for today, you see, a foreigner, it only means that on a British citizen, that is one. And of course, or you may be EU national, and after EU nationals, they were regarded as like citizens of the EU. So they were not per se being looked at as foreigners. So a person who is not a British citizen, you have indefinite leave to remain, or you have limited leave to remain, which is 2.5 years, either on a discretionary leave basis or on any other basis. Now, how does the immigration rule target you? That is what I want us to look at. First of all, as a society has said, the Home Office have a policy of immigration control. Immigration control, which means that they want to limit number of people are metting about UK ha. And a number of people are metting about Betina Chrome ha. I hope I take number this because Omuma Upia Kwanza Upia Embra UK ha. Almost system entity air accommodate you. The NHS entity accommodate for the number of people that will come to the country because they will be over flooded into the country. There will be over flooding of people into the country, and then that would affect their NHS. It will affect their schooling. It will affect their health care, which is the NHS. It will affect their housing and all other social services. No? In other words, so almost be a gate me too much. There is just nowhere they can cope. And they have a policy of limiting number of me about UK. Huh? And then see the policies are it's aimed or targeted at idea ebema nipa bebree entini emba ekuro no mu. And see omo saying through different policies are eya omo di eba. One, application fee a year can one semi. Now, first of all, say previously before 2012, say upeso di kuno ana uyire eba from her. Near any say there's a genuine relationship. Ubet ni ashe uyire, ashe kuno. We don't have to go for benefit. In that case, ubet ni application. And now from the 9th of July 2012, Home Office edit insisaye eba aye to the extent that you have to meet the £18,600, and that was targeted at foreigners, not at citizens of the UK or UK citizens who are already here. But if we are UK name, who are UK passport, not the upese ukofa uyiri ana uba ebampuam. Ubano ana uyiri no a foreigner. So that implementation was targeted at the foreigner, not at the citizen of not as the UK citizen, but as the foreigner who is coming to the UK. So that was one law that was targeted at foreigners, families of a foreigner. That is one. And also, Amudi Eka who said, Ansana Ubetmidi Wiri Anawu Kuno Abano. Again, as a foreigner, it's a set Amucho English language test level A1 and Sana Omar Sign Abba. Again, that was intended to limit number of format because again my minimum na betting actual another English language. Because of that, I'm not nipa bebree so active. I'm not nipa bebree almost in trouble for no and almost in trouble for no almost out of the UK. And the normal circumstances and can say almost ever UK. But because of the fact that almost in trouble for and almost in trouble for emphasis financially, the laws or the rules targeted them, they be anti-member. And again, they be also anti-member because of Brofuna Amuntini and Kanonzi. The rules were targeted at them. Another area are almost targeted foreigners, foreigners, families of foreigners, say, Udi Uri and Ukun Epa. They are also expecting that you meet a certain level of income threshold, which I've talked about, you meet a certain level of the housing requirements. With the housing requirements, you have sufficient accommodation for yourself and for your spouse before Ombatini Abba UK. Example, one room is for two people, two rooms for three people, three rooms for five people, and in that order, as I said, these are this accommodation is available before what maybe we and now edit about UK. So again, that policy, although it is in this case very general and applies to almost everybody, it is targeted mostly at foreigners who are coming to join their spouses in the UK. So we need enough accommodation. You can't come to, or you can't bring your spouse to join you here in the UK. So that is also an aspect of concern to foreigners in the UK who want to bring their families. Now, I'll focus on one particular area I want to take into account, especially when it comes to bringing children to the UK, children of a foreigner, children of somebody who is in the UK. Whether you have British citizen or you have indefinite leave or you have limited leave to remain, the rules have made it such that it's quite difficult for you to bring your children. Example, sɛ obi ɛwɔ kurom ha na ɔyɛ British citizen na wopɛ sɛ anaa ɔkɔ indefinitely, let me put it that way, ɔkɔ indefinitely as a foreigner, you are not British. Na wopɛ sɛ wode wo yere anaa wo kunu anaa wo ba, in this case wo ba, ɛba UK ha. What happens is there are some requirements you have to prove. How does the rule exclude children especially? Ɛsɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ wo maame anaa wo papa a ɔde wo ɛreba no, ɔwɔ biribi a yɛfrɛ no sole responsibility unless the other parent is dead. If the other parent is dead, even that there are some requirements and the rules target kids in making it difficult or almost impossible for the say mmɔfra no bɛba kurom ha to come and live with their parents. So number one, ɛsɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ wo papa no a ɔwɔ kurom ha anaa wo maame no a ɔwɔ kurom ha a ɔwɔ 2.5 years anaa ɔwɔ indefinite no, ɔno ɛna ɛrehwɛ wo school kɔm, wo didiam, wo ntadehyeam, every aspect of your life is governed or is ruled or is dictated. Anaa wo papa anaa wo maame no a ɔwɔ kurom ha no, ɔno na ɛhwɛ biribiara ɛma wo. Nti wo papa na wo maame no a ɔwɔ Ghana no, ɔno no ɔne any involvement. Amana is very difficult, and in fact, it's creating a breakdown in some family relationships. Now, so assuming that na papa no and ne ba no was some sort of contact, and now because of sanity, because papa no for cancer on any ba no contact, home office will refuse application as a set or ten home epi the ba home, which doesn't help the family unit. So, in actual fact, indirectly, it is targeting the family member of the child of that person. And can you papa ni mame ewo relationship? Anka papa na wo krom ha, papa so di ni ba ni eba no nti. But because of the requirement of so responsibility nti, ama is very difficult for abofra no say wabetena krom ha because the parent is not able to. One parent is not able to show say they have the sole responsibility for that child. So that is what it is. Again, sir, what to make the idea of so responsibility and poor. As I said, you meet either the maintenance or the financial requirement. Again, it is so difficult, sir, to meet the financial requirement because of the increments now on the air banner from the 18,600 to 29,000 pounds. It is targeted not at British citizens, but it is targeted at foreigners and families that want to come to the UK. And don't see again, that is one of the rules that is targeted at families of foreigners. That is the objective to reduce immigration, the number of people who are betting about from them. So it is targeted, it is tailored to suit them, but to go against foreigners, any omumana, any omu for a person from her. So I've talked about the maintenance, I've talked about sole responsibility. Yes, it's sole responsibility is not. Emrana is so difficult. And the Uber panel, and I'm a meno, I walk from her, the so called Ubaniba. Again, let me school come, except with the letter from the school. I just a woman now we are involved. I'm very difficult. Papa na walk from her, and I'm a meno Ghana. Ebi ama meno mpo na ebi abofra school. But because Emrana and said my ministry be involved in the child's life, not amana almost impossible say papa no better me edi ne ba na abakrom ha. Only because ontimi enkyerɛ sɛ the mother is not involved in the child's life. Na ama asɛm anka ɛnsɛ sɛ ɔmo ka no na sometimes they end up saying that or doing things that they should not do only because they need to satisfy the requirements set Papano and Amameno Aokomano meet the rules before the child can come to the United Kingdom. So that is something we have to all be mindful of. Again, communication. Communication actually said, so from her, Nasa, Upa Saudi Ubano Eba from Ghana. The rules are a targeted when it said,
The rules are targeted will say, lawyer, I think said there is a little noise be war sound no I don't know say mic na say bibisa. Say met me am a minute and to be no cross check it from laptop no about back. Some noise be some fee be
okay, right there.
me
Yeah,
no
yeah,
until bet me no one started from the rules, you know. You bet
yeah.
me I call off no one checking the back now about back. I don't know. But
Martin.
some small noise be I don't know. Say
Okay, let me see.
fee.
I'll go off and come back on if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
and call off not checking abra back biom. O share live on SBTV Africa. I mean lawyer wisdom aka Wiseman solicitors or UK London. Obo Ejuma pa a champion lawyer Obinfo. Oh yeah there. Inti I'm turning here program every Friday. Yes, I feel we near boy channel no so be back be me be say or check it one or two things. I think say sound me team from abi me sure say also out here no what say the sound na I don't know say maybe I saw checking the settings and I send a laptop and I said BBC. And it's all sure Fridays be amene ba about here sha say every Friday be no say oba and na ye twi no. I mean I don't next week Friday be English SVTV International. Your new YouTube channel SVTV International. Into the about SVTV International. Ubo ebe subscribe to that channel no so send be ya o me say and ye ba be bro for your English interviews na honor because na most SVTV Africans so twi na dos into foreigners no so ba other Africans ne ba omonti ase. What are they speaking? I don't understand. Yeah, he decided to say create SVTV International and no core. Many my interviews be brave. Many even crying ra. Many short man be pa. Brante Kenya ni be short pa. Teaser ni be a page in so Facebook heavy truck power US and story any other ones beautiful ladies be near there. Visit SVTV International. I don't know a bro from Quanti. Next week, Nyami Adoma, lawyer Babiuma, who know SVTV Africa, or who know SVTV International. And to make sure say, more follow YouTube, and a videos, so realize a baby now, the short videos to our own say, the link to what, yes, click it to watch full video, no click and actually or short video now, pass judgment. And a teaser, own videos, and a teaser, but over so the whole story, just go to a YouTube channel SVTV Africa and that's SVTV International. Na share full video na nsa na wa be comment obi wo hu short na nipa ne kan na then comment but we share full video na obi hu say the reason why Oma Okasa because abrante ba kwa me an interview o UK a Oka say ma connection ma nye den amanfo bebre ba hye na den but we share YouTube na share full video na obetena se bebre tenase and I be muso ne nya adwen sa na tie but short one dey just teaser for you but be bring kenkan ohun video na oba bebisa me hu ebi mum bebisa na full video but me why ya throw caption is say click here o hwehwe YouTube link ne wo but be bring pay attention and I make kind of research reading it's a woman trying reading or kind of no video no on kind post a source no way ebi mu do omunim de o metresi source on be hwem full video be wa o ba type you put short videos you put short video but who say video na edit to ho no uko e page ni so a video bi e beto short bi an caption ho ye tro caption na link ne bo ho into mention so into me that's once I train lawyer wisdom aka we no sorte the machine out number no obetimi do question what questions bi obesa obisa na mesrew and train ye ba be pon no ansana na esa one answer question me kra na ha me into ye pon 7 into sisia no and one mantem maybe ana 7 be boy betwim kakra na say pon 7 into by now be a concerning problem be about UK and I say bibi obesa obisa na wonti ase no comment section fa to all the to time ni do a obekan no ankasa no wa respond nti mesrem o say munyesa ye fam DJ nyame yen ko na mehwe The Siblings Official said a very brilliant program. Thank you so much. Godfrey Aprakubonsu. Godfrey, one more now can UK for one. Ajiman Bedu Samson said, I'm new here. DJ, welcome on board. Good evening, Ajiman Bedu Samson. Welcome on board. For our questions, our comment section, Ebra comment section, Emmanuel Usu. Say good evening. Share straight from Facebook. I know what joining with you to know subscribe to YouTube channel. Videos for up. Share me make a chairman for so me chair. But so to quite easy. But so your business be why easy. Many are being that coin there. A bono hot pa kona kushebi. Obenya sa mindset, then business strategy, how to approach, how to do your things, to start your business near there, to make it. Oh, you may be how to go about it. And share our YouTube channel, SVTV Africa. And mum follow yan I'm trying lawyer wisdom akaho na omra. Oh, bibi abeso obisa sana misika no. Make sure sorry but to comment section. Many branch about could be so interview. Fireman. We or this year back. Unko show YouTube. Audition back go give people challenge fire power. Fire power, fire vibe. Anyway, Godson Japan say may God richly bless you. I'm in Spain, please. What about Spain? Say Spain, you better say benya solicitor be or her. Okay, you better say benya solicitor be on any nabana honestly any na start a program now. And US for any women and your member set many Canada here YouTube follow your YouTube abehu many immigration expert Steve Audi ayebin and say oko YouTuber following SVTV Africa obo SVTV Africa na beba subscribe or follow yen bebo pa lawyer babak lawyer
DJ.
I think say sound yeah.
Hey, better. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my background. There's something going on with my machine on it, but it's okay. I'm sorry, better.
But sound no sisi ano same first na de ni
Mate, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Okay, Titi, I swear.
Yo, and to now make about the way our rules no target foreigners actually. Rules no baby and yes to favor foreigners, but it is to reduce immigration control. I mean to reduce immigration. In other words, for the purpose of reducing the number of people are betting about UK. So an example of the rules are targeting foreigners and families of foreigners near Mabo issues, Mabo Yusu, Mabo financial so, Mabo English language requirement so, Mabo accommodation so, and relationship and also Mabo so. Now, Sir Osha relationship requirements in a lot of applications. Sir Nipani wo krom ha, na sa obrone, eshia oba ene. Na ɔno nso yɛ obroni na sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo ware akyi na mmerɛ biara ɛmfa ho ɛnka sɛ obroni ne obroni ntumi nware anaasɛ obi a ɔwɔ indefinite ɛne obi a ɔwɔ British citizenship ɔmo hyia wɔ kurom ha ɛnɛ after 1 week ɔmo sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo ware a obiara ntumi nka nkyɛn sɛ ɔmo nware but foreigners ne deɛ ɛyɛ a na ɔmo pɛ sɛ mo prove for some period a ɛkyerɛ sɛ ampa ɛyɛ a genuine and subsistent relationship. Adan na obroni ahyia obroni ana obibini a ɔyɛ British citizen ɔhyia obibini foforɔ a ɔyɛ British citizen na ɔmo form relationship na ɛyɛ within 1 week na ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ware a mo nea mo nka ho hwee nanso obi a ɔno nso aware ana obi a ɔwɔ relationship no because ɔno nya British citizen ana baako ne asetena ne nti mo pɛ sɛ ɔmo nkyerɛ for some time. Ebia 8 months, 10 months, 2 months, 2 years, and son of Mawari. And also a ruler, a targeted foreigners, and of course, their family members. And also a idea and yet ideal. Because Obia was it now, Omia was sitting up for some warrior. There's no timeline requirement. Mamim can be Ebia, me, mewɔ asetena, mewɔ indefinite. Na sɛ mahyia ɔbaa bi ɔno nso wɔ indefinite. Na yɛsi yɛware a, in that case, asɛm bi ani ho, yɛbɛtumi aware anytime, problem bi ani ho. Adan na me sɛ mewɔ indefinite na mehyia obi foforɔ a ɔyɛ foreigner a ɔwɔ Ghana anaa Nigeria na mepɛ sɛ meware no, ɛno deɛ mopɛ sɛ mekyerɛ sɛ mewɔ relationship no with her for maybe 8 months, 10 months, 1 year, 2 years, ansa na maware. So that rule also targets foreigners or families of a foreigner. Enka ensasa there should be any timeline. Enka ensasa ebeye 3 months, ebeye 4 months, ebeye 1 year, ebeye 2 years. The fact that obi a ɔyɛ British, obetumi ahyia obi a ɔyɛ British, ɔbɛtumi aware. Ana obi a ɔwɔ indefinite, obetumi ahyia obi a ɔwɔ indefinite, ɔbɛtumi aware within any time frame no. The same rule should apply to ɔmo a enka ɔmo ni asetena no nso. There shouldn't be any timeline for them before they should get married or apply based on that family member. But because we are foreigner, ana unye obi a ɔwɔ asetena wɔ kurom ha nti, ama na ɔmo the timeline abɛto so. That rule also it targets only that category of people, which is not healthy. So we talk about the application process in terms of the relationship, how long it should take before you can go ahead and as set for some worry, the financial requirements, the accommodation requirements, the English language requirements. These are all rules are targeting family members of foreign nationals. Of course, people who are not British citizens are now where both parties and yet British citizens. Students, for instance, rules are targeting foreigners again of family member of a foreign student, family member of a foreign student. To say the rule is that wontumi ɛmfa wo yere anaa wo kunu ɛmma anaa wo mma ɛmma unless sɛ woyɛ course a ɛyɛ postgraduate or masters a ɛyɛ research oriented course. And also a rule a targeted foreigners and their family members. It's very, very unfortunate. Sikasam no yaka. So say another very unfortunate part is that the amount of money ubetia and sana uyiri anawu kunaweka wono is so much. Example, sir, upeso your application emma uyiri anawu kunuma and manimra. You'll be spending not less than £4,000 sir upesa uyiri anawu kunaba. That rule is not fair. It's not a fair rule because family members also have the right to join their family, the other parties in the UK. But so when it's a car, rule is set, so when it's a car, now to mean application fee now. In certain cases, it is a you know, allow kuno, and yadia, Obama Chrome. And that is also a rule that targets only that category of people. Again, that is not very, very fair. Again, family member of of a foreigner. Well, you went near for a home British citizen, but sir, open so we application the Emma we and Uba. Let's in this case, let's talk about Uba. Wako one UK. Ako outside the UK, sir, over UK. What you have to go through, in other words, to prove sir, we are British citizen. Open so Ubana or a foreigner. Open so Ubana. I'm gonna be sir for one. Time bɛn na wokɔɔ Ghana? Ɛdeɛ na ɛkyerɛ sɛ wowɔ Ghana ansa na maame no ɔnye nsɛnyɛ? Antenatal records, medical records, money transfers, bank statements, proof of address, contact with the schools, school receipts, etc., etc. Ansa na wo ba no a wowawo no wɔ Ghana ɔbɛsan aba. Again, because Ubana Urbano is regarded as a foreigner, the kind of things you have to prove before that child can come to this country is so much. And yeah, dear, it's a British citizen, any British citizen, echo war outsider, money, they don't have to go through all of this and sign a British passport. But because we are foreigner, and until the rules are drafted and crafted in such a way, say, Niamana Woody ever show and Sana Ubana Abano is so much. So that is what it is. So when it comes to even again a family member of a foreigner, again somebody who has limited leave to remain or someone who has indefinite leave to remain, the rules again are very, very difficult for you to bring your family members to the UK. Let's take another aspect of Obia our 2.5 years limited leave to remain. So over 2.5 years limited leave to remain. Now person uba ever ka the requirements and son of one is so much. Over 2.5 years. 2.5 years limited leave to remain. Unya British, indefinite, over 2.5 years. The rules no target the children to the extent that, first of all, wowɔ aware mu na sɛ wo kunu outside the UK na wowɔ 2.5 years the rules ne sɛ wontumi ma wo kunu no anaa wo yere no ɛmma until sɛ woanya wo indefinite leave to remain. Maame nsi hɔ bio sɛ maame wɔ kurom ha, maame wɔ 2.5 years, ɔwɔ ba wɔ kurom ha, ne ba no nso ɔwɔ no wɔ kurom ha no wɔtena ha for 10 years nti wɔafa ne ba no nso anya ne indefinite leave to remain. And sorry, wafa ne ba no nso anya 2.5 years. I'm sorry. Ne ba no na wɔ British ɛna maame no afa ne ba no nso anya 2.5 years to be in the UK. Wo saa maame no a wɔwɔ kurom ha with 2.5 years now, there is no way a wobɛtumi akɔfa wo kunu de aba kurom ha until sɛ wanya indefinite leave to remain. Wontumi nkɔfa wo kunu ɛmma. The same way, sɛ ɔbarima no ɛna anya 2.5 years na sɛ ne yere wɔ outside the UK, ɔno nso ɔntumi nkɔfa wo yere no ɛmma UK ha until sɛ ɔbaa wobɛnya indefinite leave to remain. Again, that is not fair because family life is being affected. The frequency, the communication, the bond when the family member never created because wontumi nkɔfa ne ɛmma until sɛ wanya leave to remain and no also affects your Article 8, your human right. So, and also an aspect that affects family members because you are a foreigner, because you don't have settlement, because you don't have a British citizenship, and now when you're EU national, want to make enkofa uyiri and now emma. Because one kasano, you have limited leave to remain. So that is part of the rules that affect foreigners and their family members. Samo dɔm ho te sɛ biribi mpo na sɛ wo ne in-depth wo ne settlement a wontumi nkɔfa wo yere no anaa wo kunu ɛmma. The same way, sɛ wopɛ sɛ wotwɛn ansa na woanya indefinite before you can bring your family members, sometimes na wo mma no anka wobɛtumi de ɔmo aba no, they will go past 18 years. Some yɛtwa 18 years pɛ ɛnyɛ adeɛ a ɔbɛtumi aba kurom ha. Once they go past 18 years, they cannot come to join you in the UK if you have indefinite leave to remain and you are not an EU national. So that is also a disadvantage for Obia or your limited leave to remain set with in Hunkafu and Ananebusiani Aba UK. So that is what it is. Another rule targeting family members of foreigners assuming say obi ewo krom ha ọwọ ẹma ana ọwọ kunu ẹwọ Ghana na ọno ankasa oni asetena but because of the medical condition yare ebi nti wayɛ application na ohia sɛ ne kunu ne mma ana ne yere eba supporting no ɛwɔ kurom ha emotionally because or go through treatment maybe a cancer or some other kind of medical treatment. Mmara no ɛmma ho kwan sɛ family member no kora no ɔbɛtumi aba. This is also the rule that, of course, is aimed at limiting the number of people who can come to the UK to stay to support family members who may be going through medical treatment in the UK. And also, it limits the number of people who are bɛtumi aba from her as family members, again, to support family members are medical treatment. So that is also a rule that obviously limits the number of people who are betting about UK. Another aspect is assuming say one kasa wo krom hampo na wo medical condition na wo yi treatment and the rule is such that it is so difficult for you to be able to pass the test of Article 8 and sana omudia sitna no ediamo. Meanwhile, a British citizen, and on Tiapua, they don't have to worry about anything except for their treatment. But because we are foreign and you have to prove so much to the point that you are almost dying. And sana me edi application to have any chance of it being successful at all. So that is another area where it becomes so difficult for a foreigner in this country to succeed on Article 8 applications. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So the rules, again, are targeted at limiting the number of people who can remain in this country to progress with the application on Article 8 medical grounds basis. So that is what it is. Again, if you look at the other aspect of Omwa, Bia, Omwa Seki Asylum, Ewo Krom ha no so. The rules are so difficult, sir, Uwo Krom ha, na Ebia wa Seki Asylum, Uwo family members, nso Ewo house, and Nanka Upese Omaba. Because one can sample, they are making it, Omwa is so difficult for you to even pass the fact, sir, Uwo Asylum, so Ewo Krom ha no so family members automatically limited Emma. So generally, I'll just summarize it here. Generally, the rules are home office for a year. No, Omunye emfa mwayen, Omunye emfa mwa foreigners, Omunye set ye be gates na mamu na munyina over UK ha David. Omuye to the extent that a back cat and a bet take nipa, betime nipa dodo a betime aba krom ha so. To the extent that ɛbɛyɛ a nkama obi ampo ɛmma ekrom ha. And generally, that is what it is. The Home Office is aimed at immigration control to reduce the number of nkurɔfoɔ bɛtumi aba kurom ha. Ɛno nti mmerɛ bi a wɔyɛ financially, accommodation, evidence, and every other aspect is aimed at making it difficult for foreigners and their family members to come. Students, for instance, nka wɔtumi deɛ wɔn families aba, but wɔn asesa mo wɔntumi nfa families and members ɛmma biom. Students, nka school fees are normally previously they can even give them a payment plan. Now I'm saying it's also becoming so difficult. Say, just a wheelchair fees not to a reasonable extent as agreed and sana me. So generally, I'll just stop here. Generally, the rules of the immigration laws in this country, the UK immigration rules, are not made to favor foreigners. They are made to favor the UK with the intention of reducing immigration numbers coming to the UK. DJ, in fact, I'll just pause here and I'll take any questions that come up. And then next week, I will focus on one particular topic and then we can handle it and handle it into details. But tactically, the rules are meant to limit the number of people betting about UK. And yet, with the intention that it will be a floodgate number of years me about UK. It will a and say I would put it out there. If there's any questions, I'm more than happy to respond to those questions. DJ.
Lawyer Wisdom Macau, wise man, your listeners. Yeah, that's it. Say, watch it, brief. Me who say, person musua de no. Omo de ombeti, but we bring no musua de obako connection man ho. Na onim de ekọ. No say oh connection man asay ni sika. Edi ni sika ni ade. COS in Sensemi before me ja on let tackle last time no but so be able joining a COS in Sensemi.
COS in some that's so air cost, but I have said refusals no about doors on tis say there. Amount for pequia on the fasu na omudi IG 10-year ban na omudi 2 amusono efiso. In before let's start the program. In fact, a kahuntina may late on coming the program. Obin so omabanin 10 years. Same problem. Fake Fake COS. Anna Obinum Edicoya application. Yabani Wombium. And
Bebre I stranded wo and now musu.
Yes.
Omunya be people na. Omunya binye.
Yes. Omunya. Yes. Can you believe, sir? Ubia Oya banker. Oja Nejuma. Eba UK ha. Sir Obabe Yeke Ejuma. stranded, bus stop, and wakwakoda at least for one night because onye juma enye nti ontimi ntua rent. Landlord nso, of course, wayi na efi hɔ. Under normal circumstances, landlord no nka ɛsɛ wode wokɔ court. But because one man full tenancy agreement nti, or anything ya o lodge on ne nkyɛn, nti woyɛ lodger nso a, wayɛ ne very easy sɛ ɔbɛtumi etu ɔpake ne nneɛma wɔde no ato abɔnten, ɔne baabi a ɔbɛkɔ. Because
abrante baako bi a mene ne kasa enra amanfo so mu ngini ndi o say we ndi ne yire chi anko paa dia nkawe o mmeri no wedi ne yire chi akomponi no ono say grounds no enye bete o say ya wi amanfo yire mu ankasa mbema na e wo no bebre so afa ho because mba na is stranded opebebi ada rent problem ejuma ye onye bi ye nti be peche me nchen no ene keke no ye de wi mba no rough amanfo yire mu ade wa sponsor oyire wo Ghana so nko next care COS then they will do onye ejuma nyo obi so de fa no ho ete ne pressure so or they won obone kumje kesa
I know there we don't have any evidence to that.
no, you don't have any evidence. I mean, I make that the reality of say we must send voice notes near the ATB. Am I stranded? I need the old as a lawyer, no need evidence. But I'm so much say I'm on fire stranded. May I real mankasa? As I am man. Oh, bad. Bad. And I brand I'm in the casa and run. If you don't share video near. Charlie, you want travel, you better. For any na many program we buy, I say, Omunye, and go obi lawyer, since you started at the how many years? Even from last year, so education, where the buy any idea. Bobby or us for the installano. On research ye, on to two yama, on to two now coin ye, or print once of a soko, or remu we are no say no, and ye better. I broach it obi and casamenko, but maybe they make an say before we kono, make sure say why your research, what be say questions, unimu grounds ye answer na wako, esa obe mobo, adia umpesa oba kwen, obons obe duono, na oye. Nti ene na me kan ye de bi SS ne ba on a serious note no ye de bi SS no amanfo ebi mu bre
Yeah.
omaduo so awie watonton ne nyama awie or whatever so ye no wa ye awie ba owre mu no saa na oni senye saa na tie ye na otititi no enye saa na tie nti me de me kan sa obese utu kwan a mesre make sure say anya wo fa bi na wo anya okru bi na wo anya oyire bi na wo enye obi bi na wo na udi saa COS fo echi omodo manu na ejuma wa esu bedu on ejuma bi ani ho ono no o frena obeka jo se abroche na opa aba me no abewie enti ya ka no unu nya me ejuma bi ani enti wo na sisi oba koye den switch nso na asada ne insensemi enti ama bebre na no enko yesa ti lawyer de minim se o de who need evidence ebi mba ho ye ba me de me so metete information ni voice note am for sending de metete no go yesa as expected bebre o enko yesa oh ebi mbukura person mo ba fie bo ntimi mma oba de aba the lawyer sad but o de emphasis na me take some of the questions no so the you obi make an just say no lawyer obi make just say no so obi can just say then don't ka it's there who side the only evidence to the matter say but ya mu say no say o back door nti
you're on the street, yeah.
Street who then you're professional am go ba stay we problem aware atem say open asitena ene de wo cheche no but street de me make ache ono ekum je kan street wants ene na bi mba ho atakapon na bi mba ho anyway so mami take some of the question lo any contact number na all screen so ntimo am pese mo friend after the show no betimi after office number any mobile number any open in taking question time in taking questions no so some I got some form of questions in the tell and you say a point and out of the bow I mean me shame okay let I take it first one way
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Augustine. Good evening, Lloyd. I'm holding 2 years graduation rules. It would expire. Okay, I'm sure you're on the graduate rule. It will expire on the 8th of in 8 months. Any other option to follow? Well, the issue with this one is that so when we're university now you went to the 2 years graduate route, Miss within that 2 years, you are able to switch to other categories. Again, if you are able to switch to any skilled worker route, so again, this help and care when you're a genuine employer. And now when you're another employer, our skilled, for instance, sponsorship license, either a IT, and a hospitality industry or any other industry our sponsorship license no wobɛtumi aswitch it from your tier 2 from the graduate route no so akɔ that tier 2 route no so ɛno yɛ one option. The other option is so sɛ wohwɛ sɛnea ɔmatwerɛ mmara no a there is no restrictions from obi a ɔwɔ family line sɛ ɔntumi answitch ɛnti sɛ woaware anaa wowɔ ba anaa wo yere wɔ ba within that period of course wobɛtumi aswitch nso to that category. So these are one or two of the options that you have available to you. Sɛ wobɛtumi aswitch it to those rules. Anaa if ebi a wopɛ sɛ wokɔ back to school, wopɛ sɛ wokɔ back to uni or to study, then you may be able to enroll in a course on a course. I'm sorry. If you enroll on a course, not only accept you, then you can then switch, carry on with. But remember, so the course now it should be higher than Niawaye Digital. You can't do the same course twice at the same level. It should be at a higher level. And to wow, sir, who health or the graduate visa route no so no sɛ wopɛ sɛ wotoa wo school so you can apply to another university and or to your same university for a higher course na wobɛtumi atoa so akɔ school ɛwɔ kurom ha. Hello, lawyer. Hello, General Kobe the General. How do you prove that you have 29,000 if you intend to bring your partner to the UK? Is it going to be my payslips, employment letter, or what? Hello, General. Yes, sir. Upe sir, uchre sir, 20, you meet the £29,000, sir. Over here, 6 months payslips. 6 months payslips. And it's in the month of January, you need payslips from December backwards. Mamesi Subium, sɛ woyɛ no bosom no a woyɛ wɔ mu no womfa saa bosom no payslips nka ho. Wode payslips from the previous month, 6 months ɛbɛka ho. So if you want to apply in January, you need December, November, October, September, August, July payslips. July to December. July, August, September, October, November, December. 6 months payslips. Then you look at the gross amount that you receive. We are not looking at the net. And your net, and your account when you share the gross amount, that is before tax. So overshare employment letter now, employer never amount so. Sika sen and na uji watcher so. Overshare who pay slips so you add the gross amount for 6 months. Now would you P60 and also add the account. P60 is not compulsory, it's not mandatory, but it is very helpful to make a extra amount of in the year. The P60 is like a summary of Sika Waji in the whole year. And to Sawaji P60, it gives you the indication Sawaji 29,000, 30,000, 35,000, etc. And now, if you don't have the P60, any over the pay slips, 6 months pay slip, add the gross amount Now with the letter from employer and so now with the supporting. This is how you can prove that you meet the £29,000. And of course, make sure that whatever the net amount is on your payslip, that is the amount that will reflect in your bank statement. So the net amount should reflect on your bank statement. It should be the amount. And to me, if there is something different on the payslip and something different appears in the account, then that will create a discrepancy. So you can prove it 29,000 with payslips, with bank statements, with of course your P60 and a letter from your employer, and the lecturer say you meet the £29,000. Hello, Mr. Wampong. Is it possible for someone who is here to apply for parental root use waiver? Yes, it is possible. Sir, Upasa, we are application based on UBA as a parent, of course, in the UK. Not sir, who need enough money. Ɛkyerɛ sɛ wotumi hwɛ wo ho, hwɛ wo mma, anaa wobɛtumi ahwɛ wo ho, ahwɛ wo mma, anaa wone enough funds sɛ wode bɛrɛnte ɛdan a wobɛtumi akɔ for the fee waiver. Wobɛtumi application for fee waiver. Woyɛ application for fee waiver na ansa na yɛde ma wo wie ansa na wayɛ the main application. So it's going to be two things. The first one is the application for the fee waiver. And no, unya wia, then you go to the application for the leave to remain. Now, fee waiver application, no, it is, in fact, it's a topic I want to treat next week, but I'll just give you a bit of information. As I said, which I said, who sika bebree, who of course, who account who the account, who of course, any will be support you financially for whatever period except wo state to hɔ how much a nipa no ɛma and so wokyerɛ your income so wokyerɛ your expenditure so wokyerɛ of course sɛ sika no a wogye no ɛsua sɛ sika no a wosɛe. Then if you can do this maths and realize that your income is less than your outgoing and you're waiting here application for the fee waiver, it will be granted to you. Then you go on to make the main application to stay in the UK. So yes, if you are going for the first time application as a parent, it is possible, 100% possible, sir. Kubetmi fee waiver no answer na why the main application. So it is possible. Hello, Mr. Official. What happens when I get my ILR after 5 years, but my children have not attained the 5 years yet? How they stay legally? Well, it depends on the route on which you are. Sɛ wowɔ indefinite leave, wowɔ EU national route no so a, as a family member of an EU national, na sɛ wonya wo 5 years. After 5 years, you go for your indefinite leave to remain. Sɛ wo mma no wɔ kurom ha with you a, and they are under 21 years, wɔn nso bɛtumi application ama mmɔfra no to stay because they are family members of the EU national and you've been here for 5 years and you have got your indefinite leave to remain. Sir, would you know any EU rules no, but a UK law no. Na ubaye no odi 2.5 years ebaye. After 2.5 years, what the another 2.5 years? Na aye 5 years. And a wakonya will indefinite leave to remain. Na se wo mano amu baye after you. They don't have the indefinite leave to remain. If they are under 13 years or less, 13 years or possibly under, let me say, 17, 16 years, you could always argue for them to also be given the indefinite leave, but it is more likely than not that they will not be granted until they finish the 5 years as well, before they would also be considered for the indefinite leave to remain. And to say, papa no, wanya indefinite. That's a woman no, indefinite no, because no, they haven't been here for 5 years. It is more likely than not that they will be asked or they will be expected to finish the 5 years and sana you make the application for them. Let me give you an example. Obia our 2.5 years as a partner. ɔbɛduiɛ 1 year ansa na ne ba no ɛreba. Ne ba no ɛreba no, ɔmoma no 1.5 years te sɛ nea na ne papa aka wɔ ne papa asetena ne so no. Ɔmoma no 1.5 years. Nti ɔno baeɛ no, wɔbɛdi 1.5 years. Ɛna ne papa ɛresan kɔ for the second 2.5 years. Yɛmaa no abɔfra no nso another 2.5 years. So in total, abɔfra no di 2.5 years plus 1.5 years. That is, abɔfra no di 4 years. In this case, it is more likely than not that the child will have to go for 1 more year, not why any 5 years, and sana wakɔ for indefinite leave to remain. There are some cases we can argue, say, look, the child is not going to go anywhere apart from being with the father. Or any papa and a waha, the child's full life is going to be here, and therefore it is reasonable that the child should be given indefinitely along with the father. Some cases they may use their discretion, not only the amount of finance indefinitely, but there are some cases the child will be expected to do at least 5 years before they give the indefinitely. So it is open to interpretation, but you can always call book appointments, come and then we look at how the rules work before you proceed with that case. Thank you. Hello, Asante, AB Apps Asante. Is it possible to change the no cost for public funds on BRP if you lose your British husband and have a British child? Please. Yes, it is possible to change that. But the best option is set for any reason na ukunu efimua or say British husband. It means that na mwa worry for ansana ukunu efimu. So sana etia you should go for indefinite leave to remain, not another 2.5 years to remain. You go for indefinite leave straight away. And you have to make that application under the rule, which is indefinite leave to remain as a bereaved partner. Indefinite leave to remain as a bereaved partner. If you do that, on more indefinite straight away. Some more indefinite leave to remain now. There is no condition on you to prove that you can't take benefit. There is no public funds limitation on you. You are able to take IG benefit as long as you have indefinite leave to remain. So instead of fighting for removing the public funds limitations, no, it is rather better to go for indefinite leave to remain as a spouse of a settled person who has passed away. You get your indefinite leave. And then, if you need a benefit, you can apply for the benefit rather than going for to remove the public funds as it stands. Yeah. Hello, Abayete. Hello, Samson. Can a Ghanaian living in Ghana open a company in UK and use the company to sponsor herself to the UK? Well, this is a very interesting question. There is something I am actually looking into now. It's called self-sponsorship. Self-sponsorship. I've been prompted and I'm looking at that now. I'm reading into it and I want to get into details how it works. So it is possible that if that route is there, self-sponsorship, and you have a company in the UK and you can sponsor yourself through that company, it is something I have to take note of. So let me take note of the self-sponsorship. Then I'll let you have more information. So Mr. Samson Abaite, you can also link up with me for me to find out how this works. But as it stands right now, there is clearly not much information I can give you, but there's a possibility that if the self sponsorship option, which I am prompted, is there, I'll take a read through it and let you know. If it is there, I'll let you know that you can open the company in the UK and then you can sponsor yourself to come to the UK. It is very likely to be the case if you can open the company, they would also need some requirements, financial requirements, some amount of money you have to invest, etc., etc. If that is there, I will certainly put it out for you. So take my number. It's on the screen. I think DJ will put it on the screen. It is 07931411042. That is my mobile number. Or please, better still, call the office number 0208 and we would have a chat. Or send us an email on officeadmin@wismartsolicitors.com. I think, DJ, I think there's something missing in the email. Office admin, the at is missing. Office admin at wismartsolicitors.com. The at sign is missing from the email. So please, can you check it for me? And then we can have some discussions from there. Thank you very much. You would like to join me here? I would like to join me here in the UK. What are the steps to take? Who would like to join you? Is it your husband? Okay, thank you. Your husband would like to join you here in the UK. When is the 29,000 going to start? The 29,000 is likely to start in March, most likely the beginning or the middle of March 2024. So that is in 2 months' time, or let's say in a month plus time, the 29,000 would take effect unless they push it forward. But we know it's going to start in spring, and spring starts from somewhere middle of March. So therefore, that is when it should start if nothing changes. Yes, it is possible for your husband to join you, but you need to show that you are married. So you need a marriage certificate. You need to show there is communication between the two of you, WhatsApp messages, emails, telephone calls, etc., etc. You need to show all of that. You need to also show that you have visited each other, or he has visited you, or you have visited him in Ghana. You have pictures to show that there is actually a genuine and a subsistent relationship going on. You need to show that you have accommodation, enough accommodation for your husband to come and live with you here in the UK, so that you have, let's say, 1 room or 2 rooms, and when he comes, he can live with you without leading to overcrowding in the household. You need to show that you need your pay slips, you need your bank statements, you need your tenancy agreement, you need your P60 if you can, if you have one, you need that as well. The application form has to be completed and completed properly so that you don't provide inconsistent information or wrong information so that they don't end up refusing the application. So relationship, immigration, financial requirements, English language requirement, tuberculosis, and some other additional information. Once all of these are provided, I can say for sure your husband should be able to join you here in the UK without any difficulties at all. Hi, I am not having my right to work, so how can I prove bank statement or whatever for the fee waiver? Yes, well, that is true. You don't have the right to work. That is why you don't have money. That is why you don't have a bank account. And that is why somebody, maybe a friend, is supporting you financially. Maybe the friend gives you £50 every 2 weeks, which is not enough for you to live on, let alone to save anything for the payment of the application fee. And that is the main reason why you are asking them to take off the requirements of you paying the fee. And that is why you want them to waive the application fee for you. So when you complete the form, they would ask you, are you working? No. Do you have any source of income? Yes. What is a source of income? Family or friend supports you financially. How much do they give you? £75 every 2 weeks, which means £150 a month. That is not even enough for maintenance, let alone to save some. Now, the person who supports you financially can give a letter to say, yes, I support him financially, but of course, I'm not in the position to pay the application fee and the home office fee and the IHS. Mikrano, my supporting the Santi, my bread, and your idea met me supporting the bill and say, the Baba Jack. Now the letter and I note the Eddie account. The accounts are home office for Shama Kasampa. And your idea, Sandy pay, of course, obetimi here. Now they will take off the fee for payment requirement for you. Into more fee waiver. Into any bank account on the form, officer said, do you have a bank account? Overtaking? No, you don't have. And teachers and the panel support you know, or this kind of Eddie a share on some. You have a very strong case if that is the situation as it is. A very, very, very strong case that can help your fee waiver application. Can you seek asylum in the UK as a Ghanaian? Oh, yes, of course. Obatemia secure asylum as a Ghanaian. That is possible. That is possible. But as I said, you meet the requirements for asylum in the UK. So one person you do call Rwanda, and yet, as I said, you meet the requirements. Now, what are the requirements for seeking asylum? And I said one, either say Ujani Efi Ukron because of political reason. One party is fighting another party. Ghana, we are not fighting each other. There's a lot of noises around, but nobody is killing anybody in Ghana for political reasons. Nobody is doing, at least for now. America say, and now America say nobody is killing anybody for political reasons. And now sexuality, gay, lesbian, of course, Ghana doesn't tolerate that. And to say, and no sooner they are claiming asylum. Yes, you can claim asylum based on that. But again, the question is, how long now Waba UK ha? So Waba UK ha 10 years ago, I think also called claiming asylum. And yeah, idea, ebe juma. Say idea, Ujani, because of the binti, Ubadu ya Udu Airport, where Heathrow, Omodia to her, open so claim asylum immediately you enter. And yes, over Tinaha, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and son, I will say, will claim asylum. And no, it won't work for you. So the question is, can a Ghanaian claim asylum in the UK? The answer is yes, depending on the grounds of original so the claim asylum. Hello, please, can I apply for school in the UK? And please, what are the terms and conditions on applying for school in the UK? Ms. Ajiman Bedu Samson, hello. It is possible to apply for a school in the UK. It is possible. But you must first of all meet the requirements as a student. What is your qualification in the country in which you are? Or Ghana. Apart from that, course bɛn na wopɛ sɛ wobɛabɛyɛ? Universities bɛn na woacontact wɔn? What are their requirements? Wobɛtumi atua school fees no? It is possible, but as I said, you have to do the underground work or the background work. Let me put it that way. Contact the university. They will tell you the terms and conditions. You need to meet some marks. Sponsorship will give you some marks. English, more marks. Financial, more marks. I think it's about 70%, 70 points or so. Once you meet these requirements or you meet these points, you get me a application. So university no amount CAS letter now, confirmation of acceptance to study letter now. You get me now so now we take a application to come to the UK. So my brother, what you have to do is go online, do your research, contact the universities, see what their requirements are, their terms and conditions, the payment, the fees, and everything. If you can meet that, get me application to come to the UK to study in the UK. Can I bring to the UK my 18-year-old grandson as an EU citizen living in the UK for the past 15 years? Yes, 100%. Over to meet your 18-year-old grandson at the Aba UK. There shouldn't be any difficulties at all. EU nationals, you can still bring your family members. You can still bring your family members. 18 years is okay. Omodia, they have up to 21 years and even beyond. But under 21 years now, you're very straightforward. Or it is more straightforward. Say, wait to me, application. Wait me actual relationship. And the abofrani papa anani maame one no be DNA. Not abofra so ne maame and ne papa no DNA. So it's going to be three people involved in the DNA: the child, the parent, and then the grandparent. Some and some DNA na ebe kyerɛ sɛ abofra yi yɛ wo ba. Yɛbɛgyina so na yɛayɛ application ama abofra no ɔbɛtumi aba abɛka wo nsa wɔ kurom ha as a family member of an EU national. Because there's a case law, the case of PG and VG, the case of PG, VG. Ɛkyerɛ sɛ grandchildren are direct family members. Descendants are direct family members. In that case, if the EU national can still bring their family member and the grandchild is a direct family member, it means that the EU national can still bring the family member and any grandchild 100% possible. Do in term because yeah na emra no esesa society. So betumi a make us say yen in term. Thank you.
All right, lawyer wisdom akao wise man solicitors. Yeah, that's it. Pass it. I also question say about any nyina say obi bi fufuro pese uka fa wa lawyer obetimi akasa nya sa dia na je say ene de ye de agro ni baby because question say about any nyina no me de nyina to screen so and wa answer ni nyina anti
Thank you. DJ, we percent next week or the weeks after, we percent me share be about trafficking. Trafficking ever a huge issue these days. Child trafficking, and sometimes yeti obi so bra beboame and bra as a domestic care worker abawe na situation as sakra na omabe victims of modern slavery. Victims of modern slavery. I want
wow.
to look at that now and see exactly what is going on. We'll define what is a modern slavery and the types of slavery people are being subjected to, even in these countries. Even in the UK, they are being treated as modern slaves. They are in the houses or they are in the homes of their masters and their mistresses, and they can't even go out. They can't go out without being monitored. They are being locked up here and there because somebody gave somebody a false promise to come to the UK. What do we are? Then the story changes. So as the weeks progress, we'll be looking at trafficking and of course how it is affecting a lot of people in the UK. It is terrible. Sometimes we don't hear these things or we don't see these things, but it is something that is going on a lot of times. Some people travel to the UK as domestic workers in a private household. Ombeduria, the story has changed. Now Ababaye, a different matter altogether. So we'll be looking at trafficking and how it's affecting people in the UK. And okay, of course, Yami Aduma next week, the person will share about your friend fee waiver. A lot of fee waivers are being refused these days. DJ, fee waiver ni kyerɛ sɛ wontumi ntua application fee anaa wo ne sika a wode bɛtua application fee anaa wo ne sika a wode bɛtɔ aduane eti mpo anaa rent dan. And normally no, nka woyɛ application na nka ɛsɛ sɛ ɔmo de ma wo na ɔmo ma wo code bi a na wode ayɛ the main application. Nti yɛ two applications. First one yɛ fee waiver deɛ no yɛde ɛno ma wo wie a na ayɛ kyerɛ sɛ wontua application fee no na wama wo code na wode ayɛ the main application. Now I'm saying I'm going to refuse fee waiver applications left, right, center. They are refusing fee waiver applications.
I had the amount.
First of all, I had the amount. And secondly, yenye nipa bebre enye niye. Ebi nso enka no kura no nti, and I'm going to refuse fee waiver application. Ube da kyerɛ me sɛ, wo £10,000 wɔ account mu, wowɔ £7,000 wɔ account, wowɔ £5,000 wɔ account mu. Adan na wobɛka sɛ wonni sika a wode bɛtua application fee. So ɔsi aseɛ, ɛna wowɔ sika no nso a ebi ɛmfa nkɔ na wɔn de saa account na de atɛ, wɔn de esie na home office fɔ n'ankasa kɔ ho sɛ wowɔ saa account yi fa bra ne yɛhwɛ sɛ sika sɛ na wodi kɔ a na £15,000 ɛwɔ mu, £20,000 wɔ mu. Kyerɛ sɛ wɔn ho sɛ nipa bebree ɛnka no kura no ɛno nti wɔn refuse saa nti nyame adoma next week no I will look at that. I will take it from beginning to the end. What is the fee waiver? Who is qualified for the fee waiver? Adentina, you refuse fee waivers. How do you do a successful fee waiver application so that genuinely Yeah, maybe no. They didn't have to pay 12,000 pounds because my man and mommy and son, Munisika, yeah, mom, they didn't have to pay over 12,000 pounds. Oman Jeffrey, no problem. But 1 year, it will be refused. And I'm refusing also as I pay Sika within 10 days. I would get your application. 1 year, Baba overstay. Was it Nani Wa? Want to me, want to me rent it down. A lot of things you can't do in this country. Tinyame Aduma, next week, I'll take my time. I'll look at fee waiver, how to make a successful fee waiver application, or how to avoid being refused a fee waiver application. DJ, I'm saying
Ne
next
ahwɛ ne
year.
ahwɛ traffic so aka ho.
Yeah, fair trafficking and so Eddie Akaho for the weeks to come. Thank
Now,
you. Yeah.
oh, the other traffic wa ko Egypt na ne ko UK de anka ye why. Me 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 Egypt girl see. Ah, me your traffic o mo akwa nothing. Obeba fie nothing. Clean. And anka en traffic ko UK. And the anka ye.
Trafficking, no trafficking is good. No trafficking is good.
Ah, lawyer. And yo, tie me. Ba hu de be ka na me nka traffic ni na me sin de ye de no be ko Egypt no. Ah, lawyer. Anka no ko UK. Egypt. Ah, lawyer de na o ka. Ana unhwe omo aye bo omo ene omo ye interview ene omo ba Ghana no unhwe.
Me who say which year more airport.
Oba na me bisa so sa kwenti odi okọ de e ko sa pesika be fie o si clean once you ka on be score be fa ka akọ fie ko ni bi.
Some me who say Uma ebi no mu kra sika e wo airport ho.
Say e twa ticket ma mo ni ade na e bo mo o mba so e say amam bibi. E me say o trafficking way Egypt. Hallelujah. Same way they sad. Egypt. Now Egypt is a touring attraction. I don't question nyama pyramid ni then the pharaoh nkrofo no. Now Egypt you go so just say pe ko etu ama e ko Egypt. Ene anka move me che container no mun ko UK. Now Egypt dey me ko e dey o. Oh dey e be discuss trafficking itself in there any there.
Egypt has me e wo hodi dada for
I
several
know.
years. Yeah, it's been there for a very long time.
Tete no me se maka o show no so kwada me se tete no. Na ya blame abrofo no say broni bae e no be chichire ye nananom chichire ye na na ko ye e na ekosisi me say ya na ye ton ye ho ya nkasa no omo hwehwe mpemfo bi ewo mo ni adin na omo de nyama bi mo omo ni ade from outside no so oh omo mu de se so omo ko na mo line ye app o se omo ko ye na for omo ko the same thing happen no yeah yan ka say wa ye nim say ho nye but o say o dada o say ho ye na wa be fa uko na wa ko ye adwuma ma no ono ti ho oni nkata wa ma visitors visa ukura ono ti ono kura no mpo ni permit wo kuro no mu but ono dada because so nya research bia no ono dada o say ono ko ye adwuma na wa de wo ho tu ko ye adwuma na utia $4,500 $5,000 $6,000 no wa boka wo ho from Ghana to Egypt, you're saying, oh, we are not seeing Juma 2-3 years, 30 and not doing. What kind of mind is this? Me dream one, it's almost one to say, me say question. No, of course, a boy see and can't trauma. And I'm rural areas, no more dad and crofo. You know, quite a season passport, lawyer. Yem random so ultimate see passport na bind there I then cause see passport na see passport na say wa lock you na say say hustle na tua na $4,500 meanwhile so ejuma na akwakoye o Egypt ho no yen tua dollars so Egyptian pound na musika bebre baby no the whole month na wanya $100 la bi ni o sika bebrebe no 3,000 6,000 Egyptian pound mo bo bi sika bebrebe $100 na sa sika no $100 a month no who ye adwuma tua ni $4,500 to be adwuma how many years 4 years, 3 years, no way. It won't know one city crown countable. Some no do no abeji $100. Now we are empty. What kind of traveling movement be this?
Yeah.
Na Ocho, you need wo. No boy Juma sa. So some of these programs say the bar MBA and Crawford be any. Jana man for why a desperate episode to kwai. There will be that na man for that down. Agency that and Crawford. Ministry ba would the baby. Yeah, just a resist some issue be Canada guy no. I mean, your information is many. You be almost Canada na then even in the cancer there no. Say go for my information, let me find out with my thing same be say airport near there no. Sana ni nyina agent. Say RCC there and ni nyina format. But people know they listen. Lawyer. Anyway, lawyer, wisdom account me that's it. And the numbers na screen is my office location on one better mobile no.
Yeah, that's it. DJ, yeah, that's it for the information that they be out the MIN. I mean, you have been very helpful. And Mama, a lot of people who the reality on the ground. Because sometimes only for 14 or no, totally different from the reality. But one
Mm.
is in America, you are a street man, you are a street guy, you are street white. And so you have information from the top and from the bottom. You are fully informed. The Saudi
Mm.
information we say to her, we encourage everybody to do a little bit of research for themselves. Uh, we are not saying go to the university or become a professor, but at least internet, your phone, almost all people be on the internet on the phone. So now saying, once one kasa bobi kakra, shem na kind bibi kakra, ebeboa. At least who can bibi kakra, ebeboa. Na one two kwan, I'm stranded in another man's land. Sometimes you wish, you wish, you wish you had never traveled because maybe you didn't do your background work. Ansana, we're settled. Kwana be at 10 years, 15 years. Ansana, will never be since from that. You already wasted a lot of your life. So yes, it's good to travel, but it's better to travel and to travel in freedom so that you don't become a slave or bond. You get into bondage in another man's country. Freedom in your home is better than bondage in another man's country.
Mm.
Right, Wise Man Solicitors, number 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, 8 to 9 The Prince House. There were Dalston, London, E8 3DL. Dalston, London, E8 3DL. You were behind McDonald's, close to the Dalston Market at Dalston Junction. Your numbers no ever screen so I have 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165384. Mobile number near 07931 411 These are the details. DJ Mpacho email address no at in the area is missing. So it's office admin at Whiteman Solicitors. The at and the at sign is missing from there. Mpacho wait to me. I edit it now with the at sign at to office admin at wisemansolicitors.com. We are happy, Nyame Aduma. We are happy to come back and inform you. Say Emrana Sasa Bibiba, Bibifu Proba will let you know. There are applications that can be made. Maybe Minister of Religion, and so as time goes on. So we are sorry, not so invited or so for Number and other routes the year has just started. We will start looking at it. We'll look at freeway runners, we God willing. We'll look at trafficking if we have time, and then we'll look at Minister of Religion. And as time goes on, we'll keep putting it across until we will go through and inform you. We are here to inform you. We are here to inform you about what is going on, education as to what is going on. We are not here to make a complete application or to advise from the beginning to the end of the immigration rules. So that some of the questions we can only give you some snapshots, but not the detailed information. If you want more information, over to me, Fred na yaboki, na yakasa, and see how best we take it from there. DJ, thank you as always. Maune Yobo, Omakwe, next week.
Thank you, Lawyer Wisdom Akao. All the best. Enjoy your weekend. That's a power smart solicitors. Big ups. I'm your champion, pa. Until with me, I reach you more link up with almost any time, any day. Me then I say, me then I say, mo share SBTV Africa FM DJ Nyame. Me there, makacha mo say, menka da. Ena menka o misho nsu da say. Unya konya bi na obetu kwan ya. Enko. Menka da. Ena menka bi da. But the American say, bisa question. Enye unue bi na efa enye wo papa bi na eba be fa wa na wo so so pese hoko na hwehwemu kakra na bisa question tie programs bi say awuni mo grounds mo bi mfa nkobu sa unim de obeye onyama hwe we mu say na also prepare but bi wo ho a most Ghanaians youth no ompe we hwe ka by now bi na so camera so na edi atem gbegbegbegbe na obehwe but the end of the day no ntokwa na ohwe no emfa hwe mbre no we na trend unnecessary things we pay attention they ahwe views no na interest wo but they educate no nti bebre na the few ones now look sharp no they always take lead about business wo Ghana and next me obey that ko ye me life na me pese me ka say obey na go ye ade life obi mpe see sa video na me obey that ko ye na in some kind any nyina we obi obeso go into business we ejuma or company we say ya obes unyama bebiri besesan ko YouTube but yempe no KK 2 days na twim na another one about KK obetrim na utrim KK sa we di we atem we akoye what the aba on pay news on him on ready on person be ready on person be hunde ade be bo no mpe internet nso bibia also papa oboni o they will choose soon and never make you to choose negative now. It will take you go negative. You choose positive now. I choose positive. The segment I made a ban no. Madam as I share. Ajiman Bedu oh message ni ba late oh. Na me had one next week no all the abantem. Ajiman Bedu Samson me da say nana T kwache me da say. Reverend P me da say Ofosu Frimpong. The siblings official, me da say George Boampo, me da say Samson Abayate, thank you so much. Abs Asante, ABBS Asante, Kobe the General, me da say Nana Mpong, me da say Godwin Recon, me da say Augustine then San la edin de me chena me ngba to Augustine me da say Godfred Apraku so big shout out to you Kobe the General okay entry me da say Jemira me da say Jemira Emmanuel Menu me da say Emmanuel Kofi me da say Ruth Ousu Tua. See DJ Nyami tua. Emmanuel Ousu, thank you. Godson Ejapon, me da say. One be. Okay, I think some more will be a shout out. Me da man some share SVTV Africa. Madam production team as DJ Click Sharon and Atina. Like you call your YouTube channel videos were up, interviews and heavy. Heavy pa men me see videos. Men just short video now. Okay, someone tell say open full video. Go YouTube SVTV Africa. SVTV Africa. Now subscribe to your channel. Share video. Go videos no be brave. Tap subscribe and so. And share more. We wish you anyama be brave. Madam I say. The new video back up. Tua. Makramo.
Make we chop small. Delight Cocoa.
Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa. Ah, a day.